Hello my planner friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I'm going to be doing my Plan With Me video for the week of February 6th through the 12th. And I wanted to use this paper pack from Mento, and I thought I would just kind of do like more of a vintagey theme, kind of more romantic vintage theme this week. And that's what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and start by picking out the papers that I wanted to use for this paper in this paper pack, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, so I selected the paper. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it all, but I liked this paper, specifically the bird, and I like the scripting on the side, so I think I might try to incorporate this. Not sure about the brown, but I might need some contrasting color, so I thought I'd pull that one. I really like the peach, and especially specifically the bird cage. I think that's really cute. And then I picked out this one. I really like how this part right here has like little washi tape. And then I love the little pieces over here with the little paper clips. So I think I might try to cut those out. And then, not sure how I can use this, but I liked this piece of paper. And then in the pack they had these die cuts, so I wanted to go ahead and use these as well. And then it also has this cut apart sheet that has all these words and stuff on it, so I wanted to use this as well. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm probably going to have to change out the whole pink in here because obviously that pink's not going to work. So the first thing I think I'll do is I grabbed this planner, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the dates in here. These dates are a little bit simpler, so I think they'll work fine. I'm just gonna trim them down. This is just an extra planner that I had because my mom purchased the Costco planner kit for me for Christmas, and it had a bunch of goodies in it, including this planner. And really, I knew when she bought it, I was on my list of things I wanted, but I knew that I wouldn't want the planner just because it has the morning, afternoon, evening, like the older planners. So, but I knew I could use the dates, and I'm going to kind of use this in pieces. So if you ever have extra happy planner you're not sure what to do with, there's an idea for you. All right, so I'm going to get this cut up, and then I'm going to cut up the paper, and we'll probably go ahead and fast forward. Okay, like I said, I'm going to start with cutting out the dates from the other planner. And once I get those cut out, I'm going to cut out the paper as well. Now, I picked out all of that pretty paper from the paper pack, and I ended up not even using most of it. And the reason is, as soon as I put down this one paper, I knew I wanted to use that paper that I said had the little like scraps of tape on the side. I knew I wanted to use that paper, and as soon as I laid it down, I was like, oh, there's my layout right there. I'm like, I could totally work with this. I can have that on the corner and then on the other side. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll cut it so that it fits within the planner boxes. And so I'm just going to cut that down. I got it. I used a pencil just to trace out where my cuts would be, and then I cut that, and I wanted to make sure I had enough of most of that corner right there, so I trimmed it just a little bit so that the corner would stay kind of intact. And that's pretty much what my paper layout is going to be, people. It's probably the easiest paper layout ever, but I wanted to use those little cut apart, so I just added a few in there as well, as you can see. And I had to cover up that pink border at the bottom because it was distracting me. So I grabbed some of this tape. I believe it's a Tim Holtz tape. I got it at Tuesday Morning a while ago, so I don't even know if they sell it anymore. But it's the best thing ever. It's like a kind of like a masking tape, washi tape. I don't know. It's really cool. Anyway, you can see it definitely doesn't cover up the pink line, but it just gave me a surface to use for putting down that green ribbon. And that ribbon actually has a adhesive back, and I got that at Daiso. And so what I wanted to do is put that down because I wanted to add some of that pop of green from that little birdie thing that's sitting right there. and a couple other little pieces had kind of some green in it. So I just trimmed off that washi tape, and then I just went ahead and laid down that lacy ribbon tape. And I think it looks really pretty. I really like that stuff. I might have to go get some more. I like to use that kind of lace in my vintage themes because I think it definitely goes along with the whole vintagey look. All right, so once I get that trimmed down, I'm going to go ahead and work on kind of just getting the side panel down. And I used actually a scrap. That scrap actually came from that piece of paper that I just cut. So I literally just used this 12 by 12 sheet. I think that's the only piece of paper I used in this whole layout. And then of course the little cut aparts that came in it. And all right, so that's pretty much what the paper layout's going to look like. I wanted to go ahead and get the numbers glued on there because again, that pink was distracting me. So I cut that off and used it like that. I'd love to know if anyone would ever use this technique. I kind of felt bad cutting up the planner, but I knew I was never going to use that planner. So I figured I might as well use the pieces that I want. So that's what I did. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I wanted to create like a little collage, but then I was going to put it on Wednesdays, but then I'm like, you know what, I've got quite a few things going on Wednesday. And I got like a big dinner thing planned and stuff, so I didn't really want to do it on a Wednesday. So I switched it up and I put it on the side panel, which you'll see in a second. I cut that one little cut apart out from the paper pack, and then I just moved it over to the side panel on Monday because I don't really have a lot going on Monday. I go to work and I don't really use this planner for work stuff. Generally, Mondays are kind of a quiet day, so I just want to put that over there on the Monday, and you can see I'm just totally fiddling with everything as I do because I didn't have any pieces of paper to fiddle with, so I fiddled with all the cut parts. All right, so in that little collage, I had that little brass charm thing there with those stickers that came all like a little set with those clear little enamel dots or whatever. I don't know what you'd call them. And kind of like a little charm set. And I got that at Michael's, the Recollections brand. And the little bird charm there I got at Daiso. All right. I know. I'm putting charms in my planner, people. And buttons, too. That other charm right there, it's a little envelope with a heart. I also bought that at Daiso. All right, so let's see. What am I doing now? Fiddling. Shocker. Okay, so I wanted to add a little bit of string to the top of the one charm with a little butterfly on it, and then I'm going to put a pearl on top of that little hole where for the birdie one, and I'm weird. I don't like holes at the top. I didn't actually cover up the hole for the one other charm that's on the other side because it was really tiny and I didn't care. Once I stop fiddling with the page, I will actually be cutting out some of the cut aparts, words from that one little part of cut apart. And so I just got inspire, happiness, great, and faith. And I'm just going to line them up here on the side panel. And I've been doing that a lot lately in my different layouts and stuff. So I'm very much into words right now for some reason. Okay, so I started going ahead and gluing them down, but then I forgot, oops, I wanted to add some washi tape to kind of just give it a base to sit on. So I just pulled some of that kind of that masking tape, washi tape, the same stuff that I used at the bottom. It came in a pack of 3 with these 3 different colors. And so I just put in the faith, inspire, create, and happiness. I think that kind of sums me up a little bit. So once I got the words down, I wanted to go ahead and ink up the cut aparts just to give them a little bit more vintagey look. They were already kind of inked up a little bit just in the print, but I just wanted to add that a little bit of dimension to them. So I'm just going ahead and getting them inked up here. So funny how fast my hand is moving. Really not moving that fast, people. But it's on like 4 speed. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything glued down. Just use my, had to plug in my glue gun there because I wasn't gonna be able to. Got to get those metal pieces down, and so I used my glue gun. All right, and then once I get all those charms and stuff, and I'm gonna glue on that one charm, I put that a little dab of glue where the pearl was to kind of help it stay in place. And then I'm gonna get it in here to the side panel, um, just like that. And then I was gonna glue the sides pieces, and then I forgot that I had to actually put paper underneath them. So yeah, as soon as I did that, I was like, whoops. All right, so I didn't want to leave the page whole, meaning that I'm going to go ahead and cut strips, even though I'm going to cut it so that it looks like it's whole. I just wanted to have the little line, the little division between each of the days. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring it so that it literally just cuts enough out so that you can see that line once I put it in there. And I know you really can't see it in the video, but it is like cut just so you can see just enough of the space in between the two to kind of give that division between those days of the week. And then I made sure I glued this rest of the side panel on. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So it has a little bit of white space in between each line, just because I do like to have it so that it's a planner still. I still want to use it as a planner and not just a decorative piece. So it's both. All right, so once we get that cut up, I'm going to do the same to the other side. And when I do the other side, I'm going to cut out the strips like I did for Thursday and Friday, but then I'm going to leave the weekend whole because I didn't want any of that pink showing. Just didn't feel like that would work. So I wanted to make sure that I left that piece whole so that it didn't have any of the pink. Okay, so I'm just going to get everything glued down here. And what was I doing there? That's weird. And I had, oh, I had to remember to make sure I had the paper in the right order when I glued it down. All right, so once I do that and get my pencil marks erased, I'm gonna get it laid out, and then I'm gonna take those little cut aparts to my Xyron machine, and I'm gonna do sticker time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and work on my journal card, and I decided to use that paper that had a bunch of different um, images on it. And I cut I used the journal card for a template. And then once I cut that, I was like, not really happy with that. So I decided to go ahead and use the other little birdie image. And so that I just kind of freehand it and just cut it. And I'm like, whatever. I don't care how big it is. And then I liked that a lot better. Thought that was a cuter image. Okay, so then I took another little journal card with some lines on it, and just gonna figure out, and it almost exactly is the right size. So I was pretty proud of myself for freehanding it and then getting it almost the right size. All right, so then I get my handy dandy Happy Planner punch here. It's not actually very handy because it got stuck and I had to fiddle with it for 10 minutes, but it is what it is and it works just fine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this glued down, and then I wanted to add just a little bit of dimension to the page, and I felt it was a little bit flat. So I took, well, after I trimmed it because it was just a little bit off. And I'm going to take some of the cut aparts that came in the paper pack and just include them in there. So that rose was there on the page, but then I decided I was going to add on this other little cut apart there. Just I think it added a little bit more pop to the page and a little bit more color. And then I also wanted to add that paper butterfly. And as soon as I saw that I put it there, I was like, oh, that's going to be my paper clip. So I just got a little white paper clip and glued it on there with my glue gun. And then I just covered it with some of that tape that I had used in the spread. And the glue was still a little tacky, so I was able to kind of adhere that on there. And there is my paper clip and journal card. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get some actual planning done in this plan with me. And I have my game night on Tuesday. Not sure if I'm actually ended up going, but I wanted to I wanted to put that in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually go on Tuesday, but we will see. And then I have my fun Galentine's Day celebration on the 10th, which we're doing a big swap and all that good stuff. So I am excited about that. And then I'm sure we'll probably go out to dinner after. And I think that was it. I didn't put my Wednesday meeting on there, which I don't know why I didn't. I guess I forgot about it. But that was pretty much all I did. I'm going to go ahead and pop it in my planner here. And I love the fact that I go from bright, bright, bright to kind of vintagey and more pastel colors. But anyway, I think it's all romantic and pretty, and I like it. And I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Bye.